Picture this. The lights are out, the house is completely, unsettlingly still. You're lying there in bed, staring straight up at the dark ceiling. You're physically exhausted, you just want to drift off. You really need to drift off. But the silence of the room is completely deceptive. Because inside your head, it's deafening.
Are you awake? Well, you shouldn't be. But suddenly your brain hits play. And without your permission, this racing highlight reel just starts spinning in your mind. It flashes right before your eyes. It shows you your absolute most embarrassing mistakes. That super awkward joke you made at a party that literally nobody laughed at. The time you confidently waved at a stranger who was actually waving at the person right behind you. Or that email you sent to the entire company with a massive glaring typo.
It's 2 a.m. The room is dead quiet, but your mind is screaming. You feel this sudden rush of heat straight to your face. You grip the blankets. You are completely alone in this room, and yet you feel so deeply exposed. You're trapped in the emotional isolation of a mildly embarrassing memory from, 5 years ago? A memory that has absolutely zero bearing on your actual life right now. So why does this happen? Why do we torture ourselves like this in the middle of the night? Part 1. The Mind's Background Program. It's really easy to think in these late-night moments that your brain is just a broken machine, that you are somehow uniquely flawed. But you aren't. Your brain is actually functioning exactly as it was built to. It's running this ancient background program called the default mode network. See, the exact second the outside world goes quiet, this network powers up. It begins this mental time travel, constantly replaying the past to try and extract survival lessons. It just loops worst-case scenarios with terrifying emotional intensity. It forces you to relive the cringe over and over. Why? Because this default mode network simply doesn't have an off switch. Your brain is torturing you because it fundamentally confuses two things: preparation and progress. It genuinely thinks that relentlessly replaying that awkward memory is going to keep you safe. It believes it's preparing you. It wants to make absolutely sure you never make that social misstep again. It's just trying to prevent future social regret. But spinning those wheels in the dark, that isn't actual progress. It's just an exhausting trap. This perfectly illustrates exactly how we get trapped in our own heads, and maybe how we might escape. It comes down to thinking versus sensing. From a neuroscience perspective, these are two entirely distinct brain states, and they have to compete for the exact same neural energy. Your brain literally cannot aggressively ruminate in that default mode network and deeply sense the physical world at the exact same time. So when you're lost in that 2 a.m. spiral of embarrassment, the sensing part of your brain is just totally starved of power. The background network has essentially stolen the microphone. Part 2. The Invisible Spa Bite. So why do you feel like everyone remembers your specific missteps? Why does that one clumsy comment from years ago still feel so incredibly public? Well, the answer is pretty simple. You are trapped in your own perspective. Every single one of us is the center of our own universe. We're permanently anchored to our own experiences and our own relentless internal monologues. We notice when we're having a bad hair day. We notice when we stumble over a word. And because of this massive egocentric bias, our view of social interactions gets severely distorted. Psychologists actually call this the spotlight effect. It's a pervasive bias. There's this really famous experiment where researchers forced students into a room wearing a deeply humiliating t-shirt. The people wearing the shirt were absolutely convinced the entire room was staring right at them. But the reality, almost no one even noticed. We blindly, consistently hallucinate just how much people care about our flaws. The writer Olin Miller captured this perfectly. He said, "You probably wouldn't worry about what people think of you if you could know how seldom they do." Just let that sit in the silence for a moment. Think about what that actually means. That profound social dread you feel in the dark, that paralyzing fear of judgment keeping you awake, it's basically a ghost. You're generating the entire thing yourself. Part 3. Why embarrassment literally hurts. But if it's all just an illusion, why does it feel so agonizing? Well, when researchers put people in brain scanners, they discovered something really terrifying. To your brain, social rejection and physical trauma look perfectly identical in the dark. To your nervous system, remembering a harsh social rejection isn't just a sad feeling. It lights up the exact same pain centers as spilling boiling hot coffee right on your bare arm. It's a literal physical burn. And your brain is doing this for a very specific reason. It is trying to protect you from social death. This is an ancient, deeply wired survival mechanism. Think about it. Thousands of years ago, if you did something deeply embarrassing, if you alienated your group, you risked being kicked out of the tribe altogether. And wandering alone in the wild meant literal death. So your brain learned that social rejection is a lethal threat. It evolved to punish you with intense physical pain just to keep you in line, to keep you safe. But now, in the modern, quiet safety of your bedroom at night, this ancient alarm system just tortures you for no reason at all. Part 4.
the haunting realization.
Look at how easily your mind blurs the lines when you're totally exhausted. Take embarrassment versus shame. Now, embarrassment is just a slip-up. It threatens your social image. It's tripping on a rug or mispronouncing a word. Shame is entirely different. Shame threatens your moral character. It's that heavy, dark feeling that you are somehow fundamentally bad or broken. In the bright light of day, your logical brain totally knows the difference. You know a clumsy moment doesn't make you an evil person. But at 2 a.m., in the absolute silence, your default mode network just blurs them all together. A simple, awkward social slip from years ago suddenly feels like a profound moral failure. So I want you to think back to that specific memory right now, the one that's currently keeping you awake, the one playing on a constant loop, the people who were in the room, the people who witnessed your mistake. They stopped thinking about it years ago. They went home, they lived their entire lives. Right now, they're walking around totally trapped in their own invisible spotlights. They are lying awake tonight, torturing themselves over their own embarrassing highlight reels. They forgot what you did almost the exact moment it happened. The audience has long since moved on. They don't remember you, but your brain never did.